signboards, in different language centers, where they say 7+ guarantee, 6 in those days. How would you define those things?
I would say that's total garbage.
Garbage. The next one. I will not leave, dash you give my money back. So the options are otherwise, unless.
Unless.
Ami phul, tumi kata. Ami gom, tumi ata. Ami hat, tumi pao. Ami nogod, tumi pao. Welcome to the 6th episode of I Speak English. This is Syed Wasi, Chief Trainer, Center for Innovative Language Learning. And with me I have today another special guest, Rajiv Ashrafi from North-South University. He's a lecturer of English there. So Rajiv, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience?
Hi everyone. As Wasi said, I teach English in the English department at NSU. My undergrad was a dual major in linguistics and literature. I then went to UK for my master's from Durham University. My master's is in 20th century literature.
And we have a common thing together to share, that is, I also studied at NSU, he did his undergrad from there, and I also did master's from there, and he went abroad and got his degree from there.
We were classmates.
Yeah, we were classmates and friends. We are friends, okay. So, so let's start with the first question. I'm on the question round. Since you are a teacher and teaching English literature, but I'm going to ask you some questions regarding English language learning. That's very close though. What do you think is the most important factor for an ESL learner in Bangladesh or anywhere to be successful and improve language?
Well, a lot of students ask me that question as well, like how do I improve my English? The only advice that I've given them, and I'll say the same thing to you, is that you have to really immerse yourself. Watch English movies, TV shows, read English books, or even better, read the newspaper. If you don't have time, just read a newspaper, improve.
Absolutely, that's the way basically. Somebody asked me how to improve spoken English. Basically, you don't improve spoken English, you actually improve your fluency in speaking, you improve your language. Remember, no lectures can help you speak. To speak, you have to speak. Okay. Coming to the next question, Rajiv, very important question, and I often talk about this thing, and we are actually trying to give a message to the audience. Again, like you often see that there are big signboards, in different language centers, where they say 7+ guarantee, 6 in those days. So, in one word, how would you define those things?
I would say that's total garbage.
Garbage. That's a heavy word, but I think they deserve it. Why would you say it is a garbage?
Because as you were saying, I mean, there's no lecture, there's nothing that can really help you improve your fluency. It's something you have to do yourself.
Right.
You have to understand, you have to have passion for it, and you have to practice it as well by yourself. There's no one that can really guarantee a 7 or an 8 in IELTS or...
It's just like they have put it on a tray.
Exactly.
They're asking people, come and get the score, we have it ready. Remember, without assessing your language skill, how can anyone guarantee that you are going to get 7? Probably you have a 4.5 skill. Alright, there are other things. One more thing I forgot. Even people offer, like, you will speak like an American in 2 months.
Yeah, same comment, garbage. Because you can't really do that. I mean, pronunciation, accent is something you sort of get in your childhood.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's something you cannot learn in 2 months, definitely.
Yeah, and like picking an accent naturally, I mean, is actually a thing that is done between 7 and 9 age. So that's a job for a child. You don't have to speak like an American. You just speak in a good way, like with good pronunciation. You are an old, like say you're 20 years old, you cannot write that. And in 2 months, like an American, I mean, this is fun. So, so that's a big problem. If we compare this with, say, medical field, like a quack, there is a difference between a quack and the real doctor. That will be something like that. And you go to a quack, you might even end up breaking your legs rather than fixing it.
Exactly.
Right? Okay, more comments. Liton Sharma wrote, dear sir, express some exclusive tips for to speak English like native English speaker. Okay, again, my friend, I don't know what you mean by like native English speakers. If you are talking about the accent, again, I have already given the answer that rather than trying to speak like American or British, try to focus on your English quality, pronunciation, sentence formation, writing. Yeah, if you can write like native speakers, that's best. But for speaking, you speak like native speakers, but not the accent, the pronunciation. And I cannot actually give a detailed lecture on this at this moment, unfortunately. You can talk to me later. Okay. So Nazmun Nahar Sadia Shampar wrote again, sir, I read well, but speaking is very difficult for me. Speaking is difficult because you don't try to speak. That is a big problem in Bangladesh. People only think about this thing. I have to speak, I have to speak. But rather than thinking, open your mouth and start talking, right? This is what we are promoting here. Without bothering about mistakes, just shoot with your mouth. Shoot the words, right? Right now you just say, I want to speak. Just say the sentence verbally. Then you are speaking already. Okay, Muhammad Ali wrote, I feel so lucky to have a teacher like you. Thank you, Muhammad. Thanks a lot, sir. He said, I thank you because people like you make me feel proud. Thanks. Okay, going to the quiz round.
Right.
So a lecturer from NSU now is here to face a quiz with Center for Innovative Language Learning. That's interesting. And I'm sure you are going to learn some good stuff now because this is the most important part of our show. The other things are basically ajaira in Bangla, right? So first, I'm going to read some sentences and you have to correct it. Okay.
Right.
So the first one, he might become.
He might come.
He might come. Because after a single modal verb, you cannot say be and then coming. Probably he might be coming would be a better choice. I need to revise this chapter.
I need to revise this chapter.
Right. I need to revise. After to, the verb is never past form or PP form. I need to revise this chapter. I must concentration on my study.
I must concentrate on my study.
Same rule like the first one. After must, you cannot use a noun. It has to be I must concentrate. A verb has to accompany and that has to be in the present form. The last one, the last sentence here, she should have do that.
Sorry?
She should have do that.
She should have done that.
Okay, so she should have done that. Should have, that actually indicates to future with should. And because of have, the verb has to be in the past participle form. So that would be wrong. I have actually used these sentences because I have come to know and I have actually observed many learners are doing those mistakes. So these are taken from real life. So please don't make mistakes. Of course, mistake is a part of learning, but overcome these types of mistakes by practice. But don't hesitate from practicing. Number 2. So I'm going to give you a few options and they are kind of conjunctions and other stuff of words and you just fill in the gap, okay? I'll put a gap there and give you 2 options. The first one is, he is studying hard. Dash, he at least gets the pass mark. Option is, so that, because.
So that.
So that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me complete the sentence. He is studying hard so that he at least gets the pass mark. We use so that in order to refer to an action that will happen in the future by doing something in the past or at current time, right? So that it's an imminent outcome. Okay, here because is not the appropriate one. The next one, I will not leave dash you give my money back. So the options are otherwise, unless. Unless. In Bangla, if I say jodi na, I will not leave unless you give my money back. On this condition, then I will leave. And remember, when you use unless, you don't use another negative form. You cannot say unless you don't give money. Because unless is already a negative form. Next one. Sabina needs special care. Dash, she suffers from asthma. So or because?
Because.
Because. This is a reason, a cause. Sabina needs special care because she suffers from asthma. Okay, the last sentence of quiz round. I have taken an umbrella, dash, it starts raining. Options are, that is why, just in case.
Just in case.
So the sentence is, I have taken an umbrella, just in case it starts raining. Okay, so before we move on to the next round, let me read a few more comments. Ridoy wrote, sir, I want to know English language like you. I think his English is better than mine, so you better say you want to learn English like him. As I have no degree on English like you, so what should I do? Remember, having an English degree in English doesn't mean that person is excellent in English.
Yeah.
It is about sheer dedication and determination that you will learn. This is the way. Many thanks. Welcome, Ishtiyaq. Okay, moving to the next round, but before that, let me tell you This show will go offline after this program here and also on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe the YouTube channel, because it's not about just the talk show. There we are uploading a lot of fun videos, short videos like pronunciation, grammar, speaking. You will get them. Already there are many. So don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel, that is cillbd, C-I-L-L-B-D. A link will be provided here. And like this page to get connected for this program and also the online learning program here. Okay, the next one, stupid fire round. So as the name suggests, it is a kind of stupid, but our audience like this. First question, if there is no egg in an eggplant, then what is? What do we have?
Well, we have a vegetable. I mean, what else is there?
Okay, so it is a vegetable, comes with egg. I mean, with the name egg. Eggplant. I think many people would know this as brinjal, the other name, other word. Eggplant is most frequently used in native speakers' land. We probably say brinjal. Am I
Maybe
correct?
give them the Bangla name.
Begun.
Yeah. More people will identify.
Or they will already start some finding meaning. The next one, it is an interesting thing. I'm going to talk about a controversy, recent controversy, and then I'll give a message. It is a message, social message. You see, we are giving social messages. Okay. The thing is that recently there's been a video, short movie, made up. I mean, it was created by some people I didn't even know, but probably they had an intention to be viral. You see, so they made a video where they showed that girls cannot smoke in public, where boys can. They have the right, but the girls should not, because they are girls. So what was the message? Was it a good message, or what is it from your point?
Definitely not, because men and women are considered to be equal nowadays. If men can smoke in public, then so can women, without any fear of judgment or anyone criticizing them. But having said that, smoking, it's not a good thing.
Do you smoke?
No.
I don't smoke. Okay. And don't comment on my lips. Okay. All right. So the thing is that don't smoke. You guys smoke, right? Okay. Good. Very good. So smoking is bad in any way. But don't say I'm a boy, I can smoke in public, but you're a girl, you can't. That's of course stupid. Stupidity to the highest level. And on this note, I would like to tell one more thing to the youngsters, those who are mad about going viral. And I mean, I've seen that youngsters nowadays are dreaming of being YouTubers, earning a lot of money, millions.
Yeah.
For that, they want to go to any extent, and that is one example. But remember, like those people who created this were summoned by CBI or the cyber crime unit, and they had to sign in a paper and apologize.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not going to happen. Don't do stupid stuff that actually gives a wrong message. And don't just dream of being a YouTuber, dream of being a good English language user so you can do an excellent job or do a business, getting an excellent degree, study abroad. Do those things, my friends. Okay. And now I'll give you a situation. If you were asked to be a bus driver in Dhaka, in the streets of Dhaka, how would you handle this situation?
Okay, wow, that's a difficult one. Well, first of all, I would try to follow the rules and ask all the drivers to do the same.
Yeah, the thing is that they want to be welcome first.
Yeah.
Because they want to get the money, and
yeah.
then they just kick them out of the bus when the destination is nearby. Okay, it just happened to me. I was coming by bus tonight, and then they just kicked me out because they would take the flyover. Okay, and the conductor was very angry. Okay, that's why I decided to give a message. Okay, so now another thing. There is a popular song. Okay, O Tunir Ma Tumar Tuni Keno Kotha Shone. O Tunir Ma Tumar Tuni Kotha Shone Na. Why do you think Tuni doesn't want to pay any heed to anyone?
Well, maybe they're having a fight. You never know. Who? With the guy.
Okay.
The guy singing the song.
Yeah.
So
but that's why she doesn't
definitely
want to do it, right?
She wants to avoid the guy.
Okay. But he has other complaints though. We are not going to talk about that. Let me read the comments. Samjit Khan wrote, "Hello sir. First of all, I want to thank you for what you are doing." Last question. Again, it is on a kind of creative stuff. I have found this poem today. The site, let me give the site name because otherwise they will be deprived of their credit. Bangla Love SMS, that is the site name. I got an interesting poem there. It reads in Bangla. So the tough question coming for you.
Okay.
Ami phul তুমি কাটা, আমি গম তুমি আটা, আমি হাত তুমি পাও, আমি নগদ তুমি ফাও, ফাও মানে ফাও. So why do you think the poet is so angry with his lover?
Okay, wow, that's a difficult one. Of course, they're having a fight. Maybe he's done something he's not proud of, and maybe he's borrowed something from a store and he hasn't really paid off the debt.
So yeah, let me just clarify this thing. I found out the reason with him, that since he's talking about gom, atta, maida, suji, so he's a grocery shop owner, and probably his girlfriend took something from his shop and she didn't pay, so he's too angry, and then he's actually writing this poetry. Okay, so interesting poem, but I will not suggest you to write this kind of poem. Tongue twister round, the last one. So it's your test. Did you see this thing? There are some lines. These lines are together. This is separate. These are separate, but they're together. Okay.
Right.
So can you try reading the first one? Tongue twister.
Duck takes licks in lakes, loop likes. Loop takes licks in lakes, duck likes.
I think he has done an excellent job. I'm not going to try. So try the second one.
Santa's short suit shrunk.
Okay, Santa's short suit shrunk.
Yeah.
Great. The last one.
1-1 was a racehorse. 2-2 was 1-2. 1-1 race. 2-2 1-1-2.
Great. I think that's a great job. Remember, I want to give you a tip on this. Like, remember, I think I talked about it. WON, the word. Many Bangladeshis, or most of them, say own. Like Bangladesh owned the match. Even I've seen it on TV. The angry saying, but it is one, just like the digit. So here it's showing 1-1-1-1 race, 2-1 digits and then WON. Though it's not meaningful because it's a tongue twister. But what is the thing here? That if you try this tongue twister, they're fun, and you can also improve on your English sound patterns because they test your tongue and they twist your tongue. So that's a good thing, I guess. So we are almost done, or we are done basically. So if you want to write any more comments, I will read. I think I have a last comment here. I think she wrote a tongue twister. I used that one before. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. There are some more, I cannot see him. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where is the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Okay, there are many people have written comments. And I repeat again, this is a live show going now, and that will be offline after some time, and that will be posted to this page. So don't forget, those who are watching and those who are watching you, don't forget to like this page and share this post to connect more people if you think this is an amazing show. And for the YouTube viewers, subscribe, and of course for all of you, subscribe the YouTube channel.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm very grateful to be on this show with you.
And I'm happy too. Thank you, Rajiv.